to my stream. I'm Agent's Lady, call sign Mongrel One, and this is my 2nd of October 2014 stream. If you guys aren't aware yet, there's a new patch out for Arena Commander that came out yesterday, patch 0.9.1. And what they did was that they added a few extra things. One thing that everybody's been waiting for, key bindings. I'll do a quick preview of that later. And another thing that they've done is that they've allowed you to be able to manipulate your hangar space through your profile on the Star Citizen website. Things like the larger ships that never used to fit in the Self-Land hangar and stuff like that now fit in here. You know, you can put one of your ships in a hangar. I would show you a preview of the actual how you actually access it on the website, but it's going to take a little bit longer, and my computer at the moment doesn't like it. Doesn't like me going through too many windows and screens and stuff like that at the moment. Speaking of computers though, tomorrow I get my new CPU, which means that hopefully my next stream after that will be a lot better than what you're seeing now, and I'll be able to go into multiplayer more, which I really want to do. I'm going nuts not being able to play multiplayer. Now, I only jumped into Arena Commander just to check out the key bindings when the actual patch came out. And after that I didn't actually end up playing any games because I was a bit busy and had other things that I needed to sort out. If you notice, the ground here is actually a different texture now as well. The previous hangar, or the previous version of the Self-Land hangar, the ground was the same coloured off cream as the landing platform, and now they've made it look more like a tarmac type thing, which I think actually looks better. Okay, so let's have a quick look at some of the stuff that they've added. So you got your options menu. Looks the same. One thing they did that most people probably haven't picked up on though is that there's now sounds in your options menu. So I'm going to click on some stuff. It's only a very subtle noise. Okay, this still looks the same, and it still is. Graphics has a couple of new things that are in it. You can adjust gamma, brightness and contrast, which is pretty cool. I'm going to be experimenting with that in Vandal Swarm after I show you guys the controls that they've done. Okay, audio, nothing different there. Controls, now. It all looks the same still, right? Well, bottom right hand corner of the screen you've got advanced control customization. So if I click on that, I now have key bindings. Now, point to note here, any key bindings that you set, you can't unset them. Or, how do I explain that a bit better? Any key bindings that you set have to be set to a key. You can't make a key binding blank at the moment. They haven't allowed for that yet. Which kind of makes sense. I'll see if it kept my key binding though that I quickly changed around. Interesting. Okay, what you just saw there was how you actually do the decoupled, correction, the key bindings. You click on it, it'll come up with a little bar there saying, okay, you got this period of time to actually put in a key binding. and then once it runs out, it just goes back to its default. Now the funny thing is that I actually set my yaw left and right to A and D earlier when I was actually going through this, and set decoupled roll left and roll right to Q and E. I pretty much swapped them around from the default keyboard layout. Reason why is because I've actually gotten used to like only being able to yaw in decoupled mode on my thumbstick for my Nostromo. So when they changed the controls on me and they allowed you to be able to roll, and then you had to rebind Q and E to do yawing left and right whilst in decoupled mode, it actually threw me right off. Like I couldn't yaw out of the way if I was going into a head-on-head because my brain was already programmed to either hit left or right on my thumbstick, and it would require me to set up a new key binding in the Razer Synapse software so that when I go into decoupled mode it switched to a different profile, and then just rebind the key, set the thumbstick keys to something different, which is a massive effort just to have two buttons change around. So this makes it a whole lot better for me, which I'm quite happy with. But because I use an Nostromo and I've already actually gone through and set most of the keys that I need, I don't really need to change much here. One thing that I want to show you guys though, if I can find it. Okay, the key binding is reticle focus. That one there that I'm hovering over now. Okay, and what that means is that it'll actually target whatever you've got your reticle over the front of. So I actually haven't set a key binding for that, nor have I set a voice attack profile for it yet. And I should probably quickly do that now. Okay, at the moment guys, all I'm doing is just quickly setting a key binding through Razer Synapse for my mouse. Alright, that is pretty much it for the key bindings. I'll show you the gamepad ones as well. The gamepad and the joystick ones. Alright, so gamepad, you can set it up however you want. Like it's pretty much got the, like if you look at the left hand side of the screen there, all the different options that are there you can actually access on all the different profiles, and you can set them to different things. One of the things that I actually want to do is hook my joystick up later, but I don't want to do it yet because I'll probably, when I set my new computer up tomorrow when I get my CPU, I'll probably jump into Arena Commander, use a joystick and get everything set up that way and operating then, so that I can actually kind of use my new computer as a new beginning and start sucking at joystick for a while till I actually get better at it. But yeah, joystick, same thing. Like obviously a lot of the buttons aren't set, and the thing about the the configurations is that if you're using joystick and keyboard, for example, you know, like you can set something up for your joystick and your keyboard and just have different key bindings for different things. Obviously it's going to be the same thing with if you got a HOTAS Just going through all the options and, you know, like clicking on the thing and then, you know, clicking on the button that you want to set it to. Now the point to note is that you cannot set a blank key binding, so you can't sit there and unbind a key because you don't like using it. At the moment, that's what they've got at the moment. Which is kind of annoying because there are some things that I don't use nor need, so I'd end up doing that. But, you know, like, take what you got. Anyway. That's the main additions that everybody was looking for. From what I've heard, there's been slight improvements to the flight model and stuff like that, but I don't think they're major ones. I haven't actually flown in Arena Commander yet, so I won't be able to tell you. What I might do is I might actually just grab a stock, go stock 300i and take it into Vandal Swarm and see what happens. Alright, it's looking like it's already set up as stock. Yep. It's got its two Amniski 6s and its Bulldog. Amniski 6s are on fixed mounts, Bulldogs on gimbaled. What we're going to do, because what I read on the forum, some people are saying that the fixed weapons are now slightly gimbaled. And when I say slightly gimbaled, I'm talking like their movement is only like 5 degrees in total in any sort of direction that they're facing. This is quite strange because Chris Roberts and that said that they weren't going to be doing any sort of updates or, you know, fixes to any of the targeting stuff or weapon systems or anything like that. Not until the next patch, which is 0.9.2, which they haven't really given a time frame when they're going to have that out. But since Chris Roberts mentioned it in the last 10 for the chairman, could be soon, which I'm hoping for. Because he's talking about improving the targeting system. Hopefully, I'm hoping for a more dynamic lead target indicator. You know, one that expands as you get closer to your target. You know, instead of keeping a little ass box that just gets closer to the target. You know, he has mentioned that he wants to get away from the auto aim type thing. Although there's going to be like an aim assist for guys that are using joystick, which could be exploitable. I'm not 100% sure. I've heard people saying that, you know, it can be exploited if that's the case. Apparently, in COD there's an exploit. Call of Duty there's an exploit there for if you're using a gamepad. The aim assist on that, you can actually set up some program that makes the game think that you're using a gamepad when you're using a keyboard and mouse. So a keyboard and mouse user ends up getting aim assist, which I hope doesn't happen for Star Citizen, but at the same time, like, since we're in beta, correction, alpha, not even in beta, not even alpha really. Actually, some new sounds here too. I'll shut up for a second and see what it sounds like. Apparently the Vandal make different sound now.
Vandal swarm initiated. Warning, there are multiple hostiles inbound.
Interesting.
G safe and comm scab disabled. Relative mode engaged.
Oh wow, my computer is taking massive hits at the moment. Guess I should have tested this before I was trying to stream it. They really need to fix the Omniscue 6's recharge rate now. They're too slow for this type of targeting system. Can hear a few new noises. Like, I don't know if you guys actually heard my character. He actually sounded like when I was getting hit from behind there. Like, it actually sounded like he got hit. Like, I heard him make a sound like he actually got hit. Which is kind of weird. Okay, one of the things that I just tested out there, guys, was the target reticle, or focus reticle, so the target that's in front of me, so I'm going to change targets to closest. So that's the closest target, it's on my slight 5, 5 low, and what I'm going to do is now focus, wait. Oh, that's not the one that I want to be looking for. Alright, I'm going to try and change. Okay, I'm going to try and target Vixen now by focusing on her. Yep, there we go. Interesting. But I don't know what's going on with this my computer at the moment. Like, the frames are just plummeting. Sounds like I got a hit then. Did you hear that noise? It was a weird little blip. There you go. Some more blips. Okay, we're going to try and book out of here for a second. I'm really liking this focus reticle. You know, targeting what's in front of you, or what's near your bloody reticle, that's... You can tell that they're listening to the community, because that was brought up a few weeks ago.
Achieved missile launch.
Oh wow. I forgot how powerful Omniscue 6s can actually be when you hit the target. Looks like my PC's starting to catch up as well now with the frame rate and that. I've noticed sometimes after a patch my computer doesn't like it. It sits there and has a bit of a hissy fit. Its frame rates start dropping.
Warning. You are approaching simulation boundary.
I'm still not liking it. Don't know how I jagged that one.
Warning. You are approaching the simulation boundary.
It's interesting how they put a little bit of feedback sign there, or feedback noise for when you actually hit an enemy. Oh, zoomed in there. I think Warlord just crashed into something.
Warning. You are approaching the simulation boundary.
This lag's making this unplayable. Okay, apparently I killed him.
Contacts remaining. Warning.
If you're wondering, I missed out on submitting for that race as well. The competition. Not too phased about it. Like, my best time still wasn't... it would have put me in the top 5, but... Like, there was only prizes for first place. So I didn't see the point in submitting.
Strength. Stern shield at 75%. Scan initiated.
One thing I think that they need to do with the weapons is the fixed weapon should set the convergence point.
Stern shield depleted.
Like, the fixed weapon should be the convergence point for the gimbaled weapon. So, you know, your gimbaled weapon should be trying to converge on where your fixed weapons are trying to aim at.
Shields.
Oh, wow.
Scan initiated. Hostile eliminated.
Must have got 2 hits on him with the Imniskis. I don't know, I can't really tell, his bloody game is lagging so much. See what I mean there? Like I had some shots there that I could have got off of the Omniskis, but yeah, I gotta wait for them to recharge after 4 shots. I'd rather just not bother with them if that's the case. You know, like 6 to 8 shots should be like standard for this. And again, people would probably sit there and ask for like 10 to 12 after that, and then they'd be going, why doesn't it just rapid fire? But I think like 4 shots is way too little. Else, like like those Omniski 6s should like be punching straight through. If you hit something with it, it should die. Great. Bloody Vixen was hitting me then. She stole my kill too.
0 hostile contacts remaining.
So yeah, apparently a lot of joystick users are reporting that playing this game's a lot better now, or a lot better with the controls. Oh. Don't really need to change the settings at the moment, like I haven't had too many issues with trying to actually see at the moment. Like when he was when that little king was flying towards that star there, the bright light, I didn't have an issue with that. I hate getting into these turning battles. I was not expecting that.
Stand by for reintegration.
Respawning.
Origin Jumpworks at your service. Core system.
Alright, I'm gonna bail on this match because I'm not a big fan of Vandal Swarm. What I want to do just give me a moment. What I might do is I might actually go into racing mode for a bit and see how the frames go there. One thing that I've been considering doing is kind of like a news bit, a weekly news piece. And what I was actually thinking was like for my Sunday stream, like I just spend half an hour dealing out all the or presenting all the latest news for the previous week live on Twitch. So I'm not 100% sure if I'll actually go for it. I don't know if I can condense it all into half an hour. I can probably, actually no, I can probably condense it down more. My biggest issue will be like trying to stop myself from waffling on and talking about stuff that isn't really relevant. But at the same time, like I think it's something different. I don't know if anybody else that streams Star Citizen on Twitch does that. You know, like I like to present you know, the information that I've been finding out, talk about the latest news, and then reflect it back onto some stuff that's been mentioned earlier, tied in with some stuff there. So yeah, I think I might do that. Probably not the next stream, because the next stream's going to be like me trying to get back into the multiplayer scene. Although it sounds like I'm not going to be as successful unless I've got a Hornet or an M50, but I'm going to give it a go anyway. Try and get better. Just focus on rolling a 300i and fly that for now. Alrighty, so racing mode. I really like the self-land hangar. I really wanted the asteroid hangar before. But now that I've got the self-land hangar, like I never even considered getting the self-land hangar. Like I never really thought that would be that great. But I actually like it. I like the self-land hangar a lot. I like the look of it. It actually feels like a proper hangar. You know, and chances are it's going to be in some like, you know, not so reputable area. You know, probably in some slums somewhere. What I hope that they allow you to do is like, they go, alright, if you've got this type of hangar, you got these choices of starting planets, because I don't want to be assigned a planet that I start on. You know, if I'm going to have my own hangar, I at least want to be able to choose where I put it. Even if it's like from limited choices, because I'd be like taking my hangar and putting it like on the furthest edge away from UEE security controlled space. Putting it on the frontier and, you know, out in lawless areas. Because I want to be a pirate. So yeah, like, it's something that I'm hoping for with the whole hangar type thing. I've got another couple of friends that are looking at getting into Star Citizen. One of the guys has bought a Constellation Taurus, which I think is pretty cool, but he's not worried about getting into the alpha stages or anything like that. He's going to be waiting for when it's beta. Alrighty, let's get ready to do this. That music is different. Give me a sec. Sorry about that, I had a text message I had to answer. One of the things that they did was they added some sound zones as well. So you got this area, it sounds like it's got reverb on it since you're in like a tunnel or something like that. Which is interesting. I don't like how my screen's lagging at the moment.
G safe and comm scab disabled. Relative mode engaged.
Apparently some of the handling's changed. That was a terrible turn. This feels a lot faster though, even though I am going slower. I don't know. Oh wow.
Respawning.
Origin jumpworks at your service. Core system operational.
Alright, I'm
G
just gonna
safe
finish
and
this
comm
lab
stab
just to get a
disabled.
feel for this.
Relative mode engaged.
You can see that they've added some extra like clouds and that. They look a bit more dominant, like the fog effect there. It didn't look that good before. Not really redding or blacking out there. Though I am getting lag. It's not making this enjoyable. I hope it just comes down to it being my PC. Specs coming out of alignment with what they want now. Trying to play this on an i3 is not exactly the best idea. This computer was good like 2 years ago. Hopefully when I finish rebuilding my PC it'll be a lot better. Oh wow. Oh, that's a good turn. That's a bad one. Not a bad turn. Should be able to get a sub 125. Handling feels a lot better actually, I've noticed. Handling's a bit better. It's pretty cool, I'm liking it. Oh wow. You guys see that? Got a bit of a power slide happening there. I was on a good lap too. I had to hit one of those stupid antennas. Looks like I'm not going to regain control.
Brace for ejection.
Alright, I'm going to turn the music down because I just realised that it's actually overpowering what I'm saying.
Respawning. G safe and comm stab disabled. Relative mode engaged.
That was a bad turn there. You want to try and avoid sliding. Oh, my player made that sound again. I don't know how I survived that either. That was like a direct on collision. Yeah, hitting one of those stupid antennas spins me out of control. The antenna should have snapped. Oh wow, it's actually only making me do 3 laps. I don't want it to do that though. Really? The guy must be getting thrown around in the cockpit then when I hit something like that. Feels like they've fixed up the dead zone on the mouse. Fine-tuned it a bit better. That's what it feels like. Feels like I could make some more finer movements. was bad. Don't want to be sliding there. Yeah, so no sub 125s at the moment. This will be a sub 130, obviously. Terrible turn. Good recovery from it. Another bad turn. Way too much movement. No, I need to fix it. I need to practice again. I'm out of practice. Oh, almost a sub 125. Alright, I'm gonna finish this up. I don't think I'm not gonna go for a long stream today because I can't go into multiplayer mode and this kind of gets boring after a while. Last stream was like just me playing Vandal Swarm. I don't know how exciting that can be. Actually, one thing I want to check is if they've actually fixed up any of the graphics on these ships here, if they've added like textures or anything on them. It'd be cool if they did. What's that? No, no textures, no new geometry. Looks still the same, unfortunately. Oh wait, I don't remember those being there. And I'll have to check my previous video footage of it. Oh, another thing that they fixed. But if you use your space brake, your Newtonian brake, while you're throttling back, it now will throttle you back to 0 while you're using your Newtonian brake. And if you release a Newtonian brake and you've throttled all the way back to 0 still, it won't start accelerating you again, taking you back to your original throttle position, which is outstanding. That was so annoying. Especially like trying to slow down, being able to stop, and then all of a sudden, you know, having to reset. Like, once I let go of the space brake, it would go back up to its original throttle speed before I used it, even though I'd been pulling back on the throttle the whole time. So annoying when that happens. Like, I'm just gonna slow down and stop here. Like, just take in that view there. Unfortunately, you can't go into any of these things yet, but that's like the race area. And I gotta say, like, this all looks freaking awesome. And I can't wait for when they add like the persistent universe areas. Like when that goes into alpha, I'll definitely be buying a pass for that one. Because I want to see what it's like. I want to see it all. They'll probably do the same system that they did with Arena Commander though, with the pass. They'll release it to alpha backers first, the first 250, then they'll release it to the next 150, and then not long after that they'll release it to the guys that want to buy an alpha pass. Which makes sense, you know, those people backed early. So, you know, they should get that sort of privilege. But at the same time, I wouldn't mind, you know, if CIG decided to, like, sell the alpha pass for it as soon as they made it available to alpha players, you know, I would buy a pass straight away. I'm just going the opposite direction here, because I just want to see what it looks like from a different perspective. You know, it would be cool if you could, like, land on something and just get out and go for a bit of a walk around here. I haven't tried landing since this last patch. That looks like a bit of a garage. I'm in decoupled mode at the moment. Oh good, did fix the yawing thing. Okay. Yeah, it wouldn't deploy my
Has received catastrophic
didn't look like it was going to deploy my landing gear. Well, I'm gonna go back to the my hangar. And finish up my stream. Really wish this could be more interesting, but currently, no. Unfortunately, not until I upgrade my computer. And then when I do, I'll be going into multiplayer mode with the new, with my i7, the CPU. I'll still be using the same graphics card, so it'll be interesting to see how it goes with it. But the main issue that I've been having when I've been playing Star Citizen and streaming has been my CPU, not my graphics card. Can't handle too many applications. Like, I'm running voice attack. I've got my chat open for Twitch. I've got OBS open. I've got Stream Tip Alerter open and Star Citizen. And like, I've tried to minimize the amount of programs that I've got running in the background as well, so that I can avoid, you know, overloading the CPU. But yeah, that's just the way it goes. So, tomorrow, upgrading my computer. I'll be finishing the build and transferring stuff from my old computer to the new one. That's going to be fun. What I'll be doing as well is, I might do a stream, I might not. Once I get the computer up and running, I might actually do a test stream and see how it goes. I've got a couple of other games that I want to try it out on too, see how it looks. I know one of them that I play a lot will probably improve greatly. Hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to upgrade my RAM. Then after that it'll be saving up for a new graphics card. I haven't really decided what I want to get yet. At the moment I'm looking at a Radeon ATI R9 280X 3GB version. I'm looking at getting one of those. Although, from what I've heard, apparently at the end of the month, Nvidia may be showcasing their mid-range cards, so that may drive the price down, so I'm going to hold out a bit. I might be able to get it cheaper. There's a lot on the market at the moment in Australia, the 280Xs, I don't know why. I have to look up. why. A lot of people rate the card though. But yeah, apparently a lot of people are just putting them up on eBay and selling them off. You know, they're going for less than $200 used, and you know they're only a few months old. That doesn't faze me. But I'm not a big fan. If I don't have to buy it brand new, if I can get it relatively new and it's still working like the way it should, I'm gonna buy it that way. But yeah, one thing about me, I'm a bit of a pacer when I talk. I like to move around. There's my Avenger. Hopefully one day I will get to fly it soon. I'm hoping before PAX Australia. Really am hoping for that. Really looking forward to seeing what they're doing with the first person shooter component. I think, don't quote me on this, but I think that may be the next thing that CIG releases, though it won't be for a while. Although I would not be surprised if they add the FPS module before they get multi-crew ships happening. Because there are a lot of people that actually want to play the first-person shooter module. So, you know, like, it'd be interesting to see if they've got something ready. Because, you know, how cool would that be, being able to, like, test Arena Commander and the first-person shooter module at the same time. Because they've got different studios working on it, so they can do stuff like that. You know, if they've got the first-person shooter module out, they can have Ilphonic working on that. That's the company that's working on the first-person shooter module. You know, and sorting all that out concurrently while Arena Commander is being worked on. Now, just to digress from that point, the way that the hangar system that they've got set up at the moment is that your main section of the hangar has like a control center there. So you got these things here that I'm guessing this is like the entire hangar's control center. And so this is technically your main hangar. Now for each hangar, I believe in each spot for your hangar, you can put 3 small ships there, or 1 medium, or 1 large. You can't put 2 mediums, or you can't put 2 smalls and a medium, or 1 small and a medium. I'm not sure about that. Pretty sure you can't do that. Don't know if anybody's tried it yet. I might have to ask on the forums and see what they say. After that, you can start adding rooms, or start putting different ships into different rooms of the hangars. Now, I've only got 2 ships, so I can only really fill up 2 rooms, but from what I've heard, I still want to test it out. But apparently if you put like one of your ships into the furthest hangar slot, it'll still generate the like the hangar slot next to it, then go to the furthest one. I believe you can have, if this was a center module where I'm standing, where my Avenger is, you can have 2 modules either side of it, or 2 bays either side of that. So you'd have 2 bays to the left, and then 2 bays to the right. That's the way that I think it works. I'll have to double check it. I'm pretty sure it works that way. Now, the reason why I'm blabbing on about this is it's actually quite significant that they're starting to do this room system, or now, with like just parking your ships, because it's kind of like a precursor to the way that the room system's going to work, like adding, you know, like your little bunk room and your armory and your like whatever other room that they want to add. I believe map room's going to be one of them. You know, I know if you, I can't remember the stretch goal, but I know that I backed before that stretch goal. One of the stretch goals, I'll have access to a map room, so that's going to be cool. As soon as CIG adds that function, or extends the room functions to start doing the rooms that do not do the or do not house all the ships and stuff. It'll be interesting to see how they do it. What I'm hoping for is that they do the room system, and then not long after that they like do a small persistent area that you and everybody else can go to. And it's like, you know, shop area, like a little bar, a little shop. You know, just something basic. It doesn't have to be fantastic, just to see what it's like and to be able to interact with other people that you're playing with. You know, At the moment, like, it works for now, but hopefully, soon. Soon, everything is coming soon. I'm hoping for the end of the year. But, soon's good enough for me. Anyway guys, I'm going to stop blabbing. I'm going to finish this stream for the night. Can't do much until I get my computer sorted out. My CPU comes in tomorrow, thank God. I was thinking that it was going to take a couple of weeks, but some good fortunes come my way and I'm taking advantage of it while I can. Anyway, this is Agents Lady, call sign Mongrel One, signing off for tonight's stream. Thank you all for watching, feel free to follow me, and I'll catch you all in the verse.